Well, howdy, stream. How's it going, everybody? I hope you all have been doing well. We got a smaller crew with us today on this end of things. It is myself, good old Nick A the VA, the Dungeon Master for this entire fun Digi-Destiny crew and everything along those lines. Following that, we've got Grim.
Hello. I am here.
Yes. And following that, we also have Laika, our newest player.
It's me. I'm also here.
Yes, indeed. So, a quick rundown for people in case they've never been to a dive before. The way that we do this is we are going to be answering some questions from the community, just to basically say like, hey, you know, what inkling questions do you have about Digi-Destiny, either the process of how it works, things related to characters, or just opinions on what everybody thinks about XYZ and things like that. And the way that we go about it when it comes to answering questions is we start with the dive form. So if anybody in chat wants to go ahead and link the dive form, at least the newest one that we have available, you certainly can. That is where you can submit questions directly, and that's where we're going to be answering questions from primarily tonight. Following that, though, anyone who comes in with a donation, we will happily be answering those questions ahead of the list once the current question is completed. And then after that, we'll be going into any questions that are submitted by chat directly. Now, that said, we do have some individuals that are going to be joining us on stream a little later to ask some questions directly on stream with us. So we will be getting to that in the coming time. Well, as I say, as we get our first donation coming in, from StormSage189 saying, do we have any Vanmon deep lore? So let me go ahead and I will edit the current thing on screen right now. And let me go ahead. And the Vanmon deep lore, let's go ahead and put that in there. So I guess to start things while I'm putting things up, what do you guys think are the true origins of how Vanmon came to be?
Is this to us in the
us?
call or?
Yeah, to you guys. You're here.
That's true. Maybe it was the power of friendship.
The truest power of friendship.
Yeah.
I still want to believe something hijacked the van and gave it life and stuff. And
When do you
pretending?
When do you think it hijacked it? Was it like from the start when you guys got into the digital world, or? I
think when we're all that stuff was happening and stuff in our first confrontation, I think that's what I think. But I really haven't really dug in and asked enough, I guess, yet, because I just wasn't sure if
That's completely fair.
I'd be told by it anytime soon or what's up with that. So
No, that's
But I
fair.
mean, it has been a trip.
It really fucking has. Like the love for the van has been fantastic, and I've loved the community response on that end of things. But yeah, for I guess for deep lore on the van, the most that we know on things, if we're going from the uh initial origins, is that the van was bought by Gary's father, Mayor Pasternak, a good number of years uh into Gary's life, probably when he was maybe like 5 or so. Very, very young. Not old enough to really uh have started crafting a lot of childhood memories and stuff. But it was that van that was used for Mayor Pasternak's initial campaign to become the mayor of Earl Vista. And that van has kind of just remained in the family ever since because he bought the van with his own money. Initially, when they started out, they didn't really have a lot of funding to their name with the Pasternaks, but upon, gaining status in the political world, at the very least, with that came a little bit of a budget for him and his family. So the van has stayed almost kind of like as a memento of his humble origins, and that was eventually passed down to Gary, who has just been keeping it alive ever since. With a lot of help. Sheer force of will, talking to high schoolers in shop classes, and burning money he doesn't have.
It's a lot cheaper than talking to a mechanic and being like, "All right, that's gonna cost you $500." It's like, I just asked a question.
I just asked how much would it cost. It's like, yeah, and I'm telling you, it costs you at least $10 to ask those questions.
The consultation fee, don't you know?
Exactly.
Oh, brutal.
But as for how the van became Vanmon, well, technically speaking, at least in game, the term Vanmon, at least from the crew, has not been relegated yet, because all they know is the van got a paint job and currently has been rammed into a building.
Yeah.
And if someone was driving that van to drive it into the building, they got out real quick during the initial like fog cloud of debris. So maybe someone was driving the van. Maybe it was the van itself. Who knows?
I still haven't technically even seen the van.
You actually, I think you would have for like a moment before you immediately went into the underground.
But didn't they like walk up to where Meteormon was leading them?
I think so. So, yeah, actually, you haven't been physically in the van, and you certainly haven't been anywhere near it to at least get a good, solid glimpse of it. So I look forward to Sammy's reaction to the van. Look forward to that, everybody.
That sure is a vehicle.
But that said, let's go ahead and get into the actual submissions from the dive form. And the first question here is a pretty simple one, so I can just go ahead and we'll get out of this first
We
question.
also had a
here.
donation I sent to you, by the way. We got it before the stream started.
Oh, did we?
It's
Give me
in the
one
game
moment.
chat.
I'll check that as well, because I didn't actually notice that. So that dollar donation is from Joshua Dimension Hopper, and said, I have an idea for a mech suit for Riot. Basically, it transforms depending on the chip, and so the dice becomes 20, but another dice becomes weaker and has super abilities. That's an interesting idea. I will have to see if Riot can develop that. We'll see how Riot develops things after this after things happened with Riot Greymon, and how the tournament arc kind of develops on things. So potential for a mech suit is available, but we'll have to see how willing everyone is to help. After Grayson was like, I don't want to be here.
Personally, I think that would be rad.
Yeah, put somebody in a mech suit. That'd be neat.
That'd be pretty fucking awesome.
But the first question coming in from the dive form here is from Camo Flame, and it says, will we possibly see Mega Digivolutions?
We all turned into Skeksis.
So when it comes to when it comes to megas, they are a possibility. I can't guarantee them, though. The only reason I can't guarantee them is because we're not anywhere near that part of the story yet. We are not at a point where everyone would need that power up to be able to get there. That said, if we got to Megas, your guess is as good as mine what everybody would choose. I have a rough idea as to 1, maybe 2 players what they would want for Megas. Everybody else is a mystery to me. Yeah, that said, Grim, would you like to get to Megas at some point?
I mean, yeah.
Gee, Nick,
You
do I
want me
want
to
a
say
cool
no to
thing?
people? No.
Yes.
Don't you want a Ferrari or do you just want to have that Dodge?
Do you want a golf cart or would you like an actual car? I'll take the car, please.
You show me one of those Japanese trucks. Then I'm like, wait, what?
Wait a minute.
It is kind of cool, and it does have the same truck bed size as an actual truck for some fucking reason.
Yep.
I'm sorry, go on. Like you were saying something.
Oh, I was saying, do you guys want to fight God?
Because that's what happens if you want Megas. You'll fight God.
Because I feel like at that power level, we'd be fighting God. And like, I'd fight God. He's really fucking nice.
Can I fight his dad? Because then I'd
Yeah.
Sammy has the energy of I can and will fight God if given the chance.
Fuck Zeus, I want Cronus. Let me fuck time!
Honestly, I feel like every chronically ill person is here with me being like, yeah, I'll fight God.
Yeah, why
I got
not?
nothing to lose.
But yeah, I think that answers things is that we would like to get to Megas. When we can get there is going to be we'll have to figure that out on the timeline. But for now,
Let's see if we survive the ultimate. You know?
Yeah, we have to survive the timeline currently.
We still have to fight Wendigomon.
Which, oh boy, that's going to be fun because Sistermon Noir is next up on the docket.
I'm honestly excited to watch her just body him.
That said, I think we just got another donation that came in.
Let's do a couple more, and then we'll do the. You want to do that? So you're kind of keeping a pacing, or do you want to just go on those whenever you see one?
Oh, I mean, we may as well get on top of the donations as soon as they come in.
Okay. Let me refresh this and give you.
Yep, just so that way I'm aware of what it is, because I can't always keep track of these things. I'm a multifaceted person and can only have so much attention span.
Can I just do this? Oh hell yeah! Please tell me this works.
I just copy paste.
There we go. That's perfect.
Alrighty, so this question comes in from Wolfie the Rabbit Queen, and they ask, what was the thought process for choosing your partners? So I think we had answered this initially a while ago in a dive or so, but technically we never got Sammy's answer or Laika's answer. So if you want to go ahead and put in your thought process of how we got to Salamon.
I'm gonna out myself here. I don't know a whole lot about Digimon. And so I said, pick one for me that's cute, or is a Dommy Mommy. And then I got both. So that was my thought process. And then it was one of you two was like, it would be really fucking funny if you picked this one.
Yeah.
And I said, do it. Lock it in.
Yeah, I was like looking at evolutions of stuff. I'm like, oh, and then Nick was like, oh. I was like, I guess you could do that. It's unorthodox, chain of forms, but look at Duskmon and Impmon.
Like, I mean, I got what I wanted, and that's
exactly.
I'm super happy with it.
I mean,
everyone reacted exactly the way I think.
Yeah, I think
at the end it was all three of us that knew.
Oh,
yeah, it was just the three of us, because initially when we were getting into like the project in the first place on things for Digi-Destiny, Grim was putting together some ideas of like, here's what we'd like to get to, and of like various different things, and then they're like, what do we think of this one? And I thought I just started cackling, because I think initially the first rookie you were looking at wasn't it like, I think it was like Ghostmon or something, or it was like a blue flame ghost sort of.
Yeah,
I don't
know try not to spoil future stuff, so we're trying to just say the basic stuff here.
Yeah, just from the rookie at least. So I remember that was like initially the rookie. I think I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but we were looking at that initially and going down the line. We're just like, yeah, that'd be pretty neat. And then you posted the one that led to where we're currently at of Salamon going into Systemon Noir, and I'm like, one, choosing Salamon would be hilarious. And like it was just like, yep, lock it in. I was like, cool, we're gonna laugh our asses off when this happens.
And then we did.
Yep.
Literally, like, the reunion was great, but it was really like just the countdown to the reveal was just the cherry on top for me for that first session.
There was so
Siblings
much
reuniting, got blown away by a freaking dog.
Yeah, when we got to that point, I was like, I want to end stream on the moment Salamon shows up on stream. Like the second his body appears in frame, I'm like, that's where we're in session. So that way I give no one time to think. But unfortunately, I was not quick enough on the draw. And I was like, well, we got to play this out a little bit.
It's okay. Everyone made the realization that Salamon's Jesus, so that was
I guess, yeah, because he rose on the third day, according to Chase.
out of a cave in the desert.
I didn't even plan that. The fact that like that just worked out, I'm like, I can't help but just giggle at the amount of like, I didn't plan this, but it's neat that it happened.
Oh, the amount of Salamon hate makes me like in character want to just be like, leave Salamon alone.
Okay, it was Ghostmon.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was Ghostmon.
Originally. Because I also like spooky characters. I have no in between. I'm either like I really like cute characters, or I'm like, give me the grossest fucking possible creature that you can come up with.
The original thing was like, oh, this is usually like seen as a male Digimon, but maybe we could do Pokemon and give it like lipstick or whatever. Like we're joking about that.
Like
and
Wobbuffet.
You were just like, I'm not against that. Okay. That was the initial start before we even got Nick. I was like, okay.
Would have taken me 2 seconds to message Carlo and say, just put lipstick on it.
Yeah.
Hell, I could have done it.
But yeah, so that was our thought process of getting Sammy's partner put together on things. It was mainly for the meme, and now has become fantastic. So
listen, my whole philosophy in life is commit to the bit. So
as you should.
Oh, maybe Grimm's internet died.
Oh, did we lose Grimm?
Yeah, we lost Grimm.
Ah, what a shame.
No, come back.
Please, Grimm, return. We miss you. It looks like we also got another donation that came in, which was from StormSage as well, and said, please fight God and God's older brother. Also, what are y'all's dream Mega Digivolutions? So I don't know if we can actually answer that, because that could potentially lead to spoilers.
I don't know enough about Digimon for that question to be relevant to me.
For your end, go right ahead and figure out whatever you feel would like encapsulate what you want your Mega to be. But as for Grimm, I don't think Grimm's allowed to answer. I don't think he's allowed.
He's not even here.
Which makes it even better.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google Digivolutions real quick.
Completely fair.
I don't want anyone to roast me though.
Understandable. I mean, but hey, like you've got most of a pretty big Digimon fandom here, and I think they just enjoy the energy that we bring. They could care less about the amount of lore knowledge we have.
Fair and valid.
Also helps that the lore is I made it up.
Well, there's that. It helps. It helps. Oh, this one's cool. Ancient Kazumon. I don't know if this isn't relevant at all to like Salamon. I just think that the design is neat.
Oh, for Ancient Kazumon?
Yeah.
Let me take a look and see what that looks like. Just on the top of my head.
I'll shoot it into game chat.
Let's take a look see at this. Oh yeah, that's pretty neato. That does encapsulate the energy you were talking about before of just
They need to either be cute or mommy. Those are the two options.
Or incredibly gross.
Or incredibly gross, because every day I get closer to becoming a Baba Yaga.
Slowly but surely. Eventually we'll give you a house and a mortar and pestle.
Yes.
One of these days.
It's my final form.
Yeah, unfortunately, Grimm's internet has been having some hiccups, so we'll have to bring him back at some point. But for now, while he's gone, I guess we can move on to the next of the dive form submissions. Which I unfortunately can't answer this one because Grayson's not here. So we'll have to move on. But this is a question from TJ, and it is for G.
Ah, for me?
And it says, did you come up with Sammy's backstory, or did you work on it with Nick and / Grimm?
It was a collaborative it was I had a stroke. It was a collaborative effort. But I mean, I came up with some of it, but it was like mostly sort of ideas that Grimm already had, and then I made them more specific, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the way that we had worked it basically was Grimm gave us the initial idea, which unfortunately, or actually very fortunately for us, was the blankest slate possible of I have a sister. And we're like, we want to fill out this with some information. And she was just like, all right, cool. I'm a girl. I can work with this.
I too have been 13 and a girl.
At one point in my life.
Imagine. It's been a long time, but here we are.
And now we have reached current day.
Yeah, I actually really like the fact that you were like, also like, oh yeah, and she's chronically ill because of this thing that happened. And I was like, hey, I'm chronically ill. Let's make it work.
Wow, it already fits.
I know exactly how to characterize that.
It just works out.
But yeah, and then sort of the details of like her being like a weird little like iPad kid sort of came naturally after that.
Yep. Also, welcome back, Grimm.
Hello.
We're glad you
You're
returned.
in.
I hope your internet is better.
For now, I hope. I just reset the router. Hello.
That'll do it. We were just going over this question from, give me a moment here, from TJ. It was asking about how we came up with Sammy's backstory, if it was just Laika or if they worked with us. And yeah, it was a collaborative effort on all of our cases.
Laika was like, I'll play whatever you want. I'm like, hold up. Like there's stuff, there's reasons why I didn't like go super specific with everything. I made this very open. So we can do stuff like you could even adjust the age. You're like, no, let's keep that at least. Like, okay, she'd be here. Like, okay, cool. I could do that. I could do a voice okay with that. I'm like, all right. So definitely super collaborative there. And Nick helped solidify all those things me and like you were talking about before jumping into this.
Yeah, and now I have like 30 pages of notes on backstory that may never come up.
I almost want to talk to Like You weekly to be like, okay, so what are we gonna do with this? Like,
And
what are we gonna do here? Do we have like a game we play? Like, I've wanted to do so many things, but it's like, it's like, okay, like she's probably gonna throw herself in danger, and it's like, no, she's being
I'm
a
being
good
well
little.
behaved. I'm being well
This is
behaved
a
for
kid.
now.
I can't show how crazy Reiner is.
Don't worry, it'll come.
The best part right now is that we're under the impression of just like, Reiner's this completely like super protective brother who's just like, I have to keep track of her because she always gets into trouble all the time. It's just like she's just been completely well mannered the whole time. We're just like, Reiner, you good?
And then it's like Sistermon's gonna do something. I'm gonna be like, aha! It's like nothing's really come out of it. They're like really like, they talk a big talk, but they actually, do what they say they're gonna do. So I'm like, right, Reiner's like,
just
okay.
mumble grumble, like, well, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, damn it.
And D&D is not about having a person as a main character. So, sadly, I don't want to be like someone's talking about stuff and he goes like, sorry to interrupt you, but Reiner is mumbling and he's grumpy right now. Like, it's just kind of rude to do that.
No, that's completely fair. So I mean, yeah, I mean, if you don't, go ahead.
We will be giving you times to shine. Don't worry.
Oh God,
plenty of opportunities.
Just remember, you know who I am. You know I won't be well behaved forever.
We'll see how long that lasts. It might be next session that changes. We'll see.
Could be.
It could also be 30 sessions from now. And it'll be the greatest like Reiner aha moment ever. And we'll be like, what are you ahaing about?
Oh.
And then out of character, I'm gonna get a message from Grimm that's just like, Nick, the players gaslit me. I'm so confused.
my god.
I know this very second. Like, it's rough going back between like giving the Digimon a lot of love as a player playing someone else's Digimon. It's weird. So right now, I know for Monodramon, I'm really like at times like focused on their growth right now because like it kind of like a back and forward thing. I can tell a lot of the other players do the same thing too, where it's like, oh, I don't need to play much with my character, and I did what I want. I can go to my Digimon now and play, secondary support kind of tone, and that's been really, I think, cool at times to do. It just sucks you can't have, you know, like an extra player or two more to do that because then you just don't have time to play
Right.
yourself because there's so many people in line waiting to take a turn.
No, completely fair.
So, yeah.
Looks like we got 2 donations that came in, so if
Oh,
we want to
boy.
go through
Okay.
those ones first.
Let me get okay, yeah, the reloading is a lot faster. Okay.
And we'll go ahead and get ready to edit the
First
question here.
one.
So, first question coming in from the next donation on here is from Darklight Balancer. And they asked, what is everyone's favorite Digimon? Theirs is Mastermon, or it might be Mastemon, one of those.
I like Salamon.
So, no reason in particular.
Salamon's pretty cool. I just
like
think it's neat.
I think he's neat.
Yep. But I'm sure for anyone who's paid attention to like either like previous dives or just like interacted with me in the chats on things, y'all know my favorite Digimon is Diaboromon. Love that boy to death. I have an entire deck built around him.
You gotta get that new fucking.
I saw it.
Set.
I've been mentioned about it twice now. I'm like, once I have a little bit of expendable funding, that's where my money's going is to pre-order that thing.
I had to pay $100 on that stupid fucking what's it call it? Card.
Your deck box?
Not a deck box, but like the booklet that you can put cards in. They have a very unique.
Oh, like
special,
the folder?
Yeah, they had one on their site, and they have these other rare, variant cards, like alternate art cards. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I know all those cards are gonna be as expensive as the price right now.
You're like, they are not dropping in price. They will only go up.
They will. Like you get your money back. If it's like, do you want all this? You'll get your money back. If you wait on it, you're gonna be paying more and not get everything. And it's
like, God dang it. Here I am
capitalism
suffering.
at its best.
Pretty much.
But yeah, and then they released that right when I bought it. I'm like, oh, I don't have a Diaboromon deck, but like, holy crap, that looks sick.
Yeah, as soon as I think it's either a Tuesday or so from now, I'll like have like $50 or whatever rolled my way from the job, and that'll cover it. At least I think it's $50. If it's more than that, I'll have to figure that out. I haven't actually looked at the price.
I always try to just wait. I don't try to go immediate because if I forget it, that means I didn't care for it enough.
Right.
And then if I know that I don't have the money, at least I didn't spend the money earlier on a thing that I would soon regret. It's
right.
I have my own order to try to keep track of myself, and it's very hard to keep track of myself.
from what I understand, yeah. I mean, especially with the very large deck box that you got, which still looks fantastic, by the way.
That one's a lot cheaper than it should have been. That person does it very special and unique. I missed out on a Lilithmon they made because of AX. It was really nice. It was like $50, and it was beautiful. The artist they had was perfect. Sold out in like a day and a half, 2 days.
Not fair.
So, enough about that shenanigan. Let's get to the comments that everyone wants to.
Yep, and we got
the answer.
What's your better answer?
Oh, I've always liked Gomamon.
Oh, Gomon's pretty great.
He's baby.
Okay. I'm sure the twins would be happy to hear that.
Because I've only ever watched the original Digimon anime.
Right.
I only have so many to choose from.
There's a lot of good options in the original as well.
True facts.
Of course, I think one of my favorites has been like Impmon and stuff, and
no, really.
But I won't lie to say that like Ghost Games Gamamon is pretty much also like super close to that the degree.
Yeah,
So
from what I've been looking at, Gamamon's like got some pretty nice like alternate evolution paths and things like that, which has been neat.
yeah, I just read an article that the intro, the logo for the name of the show,
Right?
the producers wanted to make sure all three of his his champion evolution colors were included in there, and they all are.
That's
Because I'm like,
smart.
where's the green? Oh, it's on the Digimon. Like, where's the blue? Oh, it's on top of the kanji, and then of course is the red, and then Gamamon's eye.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, they okay. I thought I got a
works.
gotcha moment.
They're like, now where could you possibly have? Oh, it's right there.
This article's misleading.
Oh heavens!
Game journalist Grimm back at it again.
I just want a moment, okay? I want a haha gotcha moment. When am I gonna have one of those?
It's gonna be so
Oh.
great when it happens in game. I can't wait for either you normally or you in character as Reiner to be like, I have a theory, and then like for sessions on sessions, it leads to nothing until finally, out of like nowhere, it comes true, and you just go on a rant of like, I knew it, I called it.
And it's
I
gonna
really
be
want
some
this
crazy fucking unhinged shit. It's not gonna be normal.
We're gonna be sitting there for 10 minutes letting Grimm go off.
Oh god. You got to give me something allure in me though. It's like I'm not as like as his character, he's not like I think suspicious, but if something is like right there and he's like I'm smelling something off. Like then I think he would definitely try to do that.
No, that's fair.
Oh,
All
so
right, let's go on to the next couple of donation questions here. And once we get through the donation questions, then we'll, I think, then we'll grab one of our individuals from from our Patreon side of things to come in and ask some questions live with us. But first and foremost, next question here is Salamon / Systemon Noir female or a male that digivolves into a female? That is a good question.
Aren't all the Digimon like technically non-binary?
I feel like Salamon is non-binary. It's
Yeah.
like to be honest, like there's some Digimon like it was in Ghost games. I'm like, oh, they're gonna sound like a guy because I remember, from my mind, I've watched the dubbed for a lot of these like OG ones. So I've
Mhm.
rarely watched them Japanese, like up until Ghost Game. And Ghost Game is just I hear a girly voice. I'm like, that's so just like,
Kissing it.
like, and some of them I'm like, that sounds better. Keep that.
God, it's like in the Japanese for the OG anime that because I watched it in Japanese because I used to be elitist like that. Not anymore, but like fuck. But I think it's Agumon is played by like a woman who sounds like she smokes fucking 8 packs a day.
Yeah.
And the Jap.
The voice is like, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. But also, it kind of fits.
And then you hear the English dub of Agumon, and it's just like a soft-spoken little guy.
He's just a little guy, you guys. Leave him
Just
alone.
a little lad. He's just hanging
They
out.
voice Chucky from Rugrats. Go Wild, okay?
That would do it, yeah.
The Japanese.
I love that you're like, go wild specifically.
That's fair. I would say my answer on this one is Salamon is whatever they want to be.
Yeah. I've always seen Salamon as genderless. He's a dog. They're a dog.
Yep. Bark.
Yeah.
Most dogs don't have balls,
True. I mean, unless you're like an irresponsible dog owner, so.
Right. I've seen enough The Price is Right to get that message.
And then I feel like Sistermon is probably closer to being female, but still within that like non-binary spectrum.
I mean, yeah, they're currently just wearing a nice little nun outfit for the most part, and we've seen plenty of characters that wear nun outfits that are
oh my god,
that have been diverse characters for a while in that sense.
Listen,
fucking
Bayonetta
Guilty
can
Gear.
be whatever.
Yeah, looking at Guilty Gear.
Yeah, I saw a Bridget cosplayer on the metro the other day.
Wow.
I was like, that's so specific.
Oh, like the OG or probably the newer one,
Newer
right?
one, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I just like caught her out of the like corner of my eye. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the older one is very controversial because it's like, okay, we get that, and I guess there's just some tones to it that's like, this needs to be done better, and then they did. So I'm happy for the character getting just that right amount of like, it just looked a little too forced. Like the backstory was a little forced on it.
Yeah.
So because the backstory I believe was they were forced to dress
Yeah,
like that without their consent. So
it
it
was
was
kind of like a whole thing.
it felt like okay, so if that was what you want, that's fine, but the story makes it sound like another thing. So
You know,
Yeah.
upbringing is kind of heavy like that sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Nature versus nurture.
It really is that way, isn't it? uh, but yeah, I would say I hope that answers the question. That Salamon is kind of slash System on Noir is kind of whatever they want to be right now. So you know,
Mhm.
sometimes they're going to be a little bit more feminine leaning. Other times they're going to be a little bit more masculine leaning. Kind of depends for the most part. They definitely
Bayonetta
have
gun.
confidence in spades, though.
Bayonetta gun. None is a she/they non-binary.
Yes, none with a gun.
Mhm.
That is a new gender on the spectrum,
It's my favorite
and you can
gender.
claim that, guys. You all can claim that. The next one that came in, donation wise, is asking, do any of the Vandals have pets?
uh,
I don't think we have any pets.
uh,
So
Probably
yeah, I
not.
guess yeah. Let's asking the Takeshi family.
I feel like no.
the characters? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if the characters, because they were saying like I think that ER probably has a black cat that's equally screw it we ball as ER is. So maybe. I
I
mean, I
I
don't know about the other characters.
I don't I feel like the house doesn't allow animals, so Reiner would feed leftovers, like
Oh,
responsible leftovers, not like bad leftovers, like not
that's
like
so
fat
soft.
stuff to like like stray dogs or cats that are, like that's a I feel at least.
Look at this
Big
tough
dog.
So
guy with a heart of gold.
Yeah,
mhm.
Sammy has a pulmonary illness, and I'm pretty sure like if she got within like a foot of a cat, she'd have some kind of asthma attack. So
Which is why it was probably very interesting when Salamon first showed up. Which, hey
yeah.
guys, next session, be aware we've got that goal set up that if we reach to level 5 on the meter, that we'll put together and run the Where's Sammy one shot.
Oh,
so
Sammy.
so so be aware of that going into next session.
I would
That's on the
also love to
docket
know what happened to Sammy. So
during those 10 days.
during those 10 days, I would really like to know. Would give me some context for RP.
Like, gee willikers, I'd love to know what I was up to.
Mega Digimon's fighting.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a lot of running away, you guys. Just a lot of running.
everyone
Which is why it's
everyone being
great
like,
because
I
then
want
we
okay.
see Sammy dealing with Megas the entire time, crying,
Yeah.
terrified the whole time. Sees Reiner, yeah, everything's been great the entire time. I
Yeah.
can't tell him anything.
Yeah, yeah, and nothing went wrong.
And nothing bad ever happened.
I feel like it's like that one sound from like TikTok or Vine that's like, and nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong. Yeah, it's just running forever. That's why my agility's at 20.
Exactly. If it's not physical evasiveness, it's at least evasiveness in a conversation.
Yeah, won't look her brother in the eyes, sweating profusely. Nothing happened.
Everything's fine. Why would you worry?
Oh,
But let's see. The next question that we've got from donations wise, at least for now, before we go ahead and grab somebody else in here, is this token is for Van. Oh, right. This is a dive. So, Nick, when you added Wendigomon to the story, did you expect Red to react the way that they did? Or is this kind of just an interesting surprise? So, when it comes to Wendigomon being introduced in, well, first of all, while I type in the question here, let me ask, what are both of your thoughts on Wendigomon in the story?
I mean, I think he's
Mm.
spooky. I can't wait to kick his ass. I can definitely picture him just killing us, but I don't have any context outside of that.
I feel like he's misunderstood, and he's just lashing out.
Yeah, you
'Cause
go
he
ahead and like talk
needs-
no jutsu him.
He
We can-
needs that love, that emptiness filled in his heart,
We
and
gotta.
a-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
you know, it's just I think it like how the Wendigo Mon at the end of the dub version of the movie just singing and stuff, and it just like what was the joke that the guy said? He's like, "Holy crap!" what was it? Holy crap! I think he tone deaf. Yeah, he's tone.
oh god, I think
tone
it's
deaf.
tone deaf. Oh no.
Yeah. Something like the dub really took a lot of liberties.
Oh, rest in pepperoni. Fuck. Yeah, we gotta therapize Wendigomon.
It doesn't help that the English dub team also had incredible leeway with the various music they put in the background.
God, man.
Because, by God, a lot of the music I listened to from that movie defined my childhood.
Same thing with like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out
the
to
movies.
Smash Mouth being in that movie.
Yes.
What?
Smash Mouth was in that movie. They played All Star.
Hey, now you're an All Star.
It was.
Digimon.
It was a lot back then. Just
That's
oh
great.
boy.
That's
But
amazing.
Funimation did that too with rock metal songs with fucking
yeah, like
Dragon
let's
Ball Z
kick it
movies.
off. Like God.
That too for Digimon, yeah.
For the original one, but
Is that
no.
an original song though that they made?
I have
Or was
no
it an
idea.
actual-
I don't know off the top of my head.
Cause that was a very short, like it felt like they got that made for it, but I could be wrong. But
Right.
that song was fucking hype.
It was good. It was very good.
You do it right, that type of song with lyrics in it can really set it off. You just can't keep having it. Like they did that for like Bleach, you know? Like
Right.
the one song they had.
Yeah.
And to this day, when the new season came out, they're like, we're popping that boy in for the trailer. We're getting a redone version of that, and they did. So
Yeah,
And
we're
it
just gonna play
actually
number one. Like it ain't no thing.
yeah, number one.
slapped really hard.
That said, it was a very good moment when they were playing number one during one of the arcs, and it got cut off when his attack like didn't work. Like
Yes.
mid song, it just stopped. They're like, oh no, my theme music's not playing anymore.
Here's the real villain.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I did that in game? If I was like playing your theme and then I just cut it off, and you're like, oh no.
Oh god. And then Reiner he got a nat 20 and the dice blew up 3 times. He wins, right?
He wins, right? That's how it goes.
Silence.
It's like, uh-oh. Chuckles, I'm in danger.
And then Nick tricks us. You did it!
But no, going to the question here with Wendigomon, like when I added Wendigomon to the story, initially my thought process was I needed Digimon to fill the roster for the tournament. I needed Digimon to just plop in there. And initially, I was just gonna go in and be like whatever-ish with Wendigomon. Not really have a whole lot. But because of everyone's initial reaction to Wendigomon, because they know like the ideas about them from like, you know, other various parts of Digimon media and things like that, I was like, okay, now I have to capitalize on this. I have to make this as scuffed as possible. But that's the idea on that end of things. But that said, now would be the time where, before we get to the next donations on things, that I'd like to go ahead and bring in one of our individuals here to join us for some live questions with us while we still got some time. So if they like to go ahead and hop on in, that'd be super cool. But otherwise, if not, it is what it is. Also, hey, there we go. Hello, Astro.
Hello.
How we doing, friend?
I have to reorganize things. Oh,
Uh-oh.
no. I did things wrong. Oh no. Everything is breaking now. Oh no. I still have my very many tabs open from earlier today.
No worries.
So many tabs.
The biggest of
Yes. Hello.
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 Hello. I need to mess with things. My
Mess
computer is.
away.
Yes, my computer is not properly functioning. Okay, there we go. So I got questions. All of the questions. Actually, I don't have that many questions this time, but I do have questions.
Well, fair enough.
So I have some questions to finish since Sammy was not present in Dive 2, so I have to ask some of the original questions I asked for the other characters. For the first one, if Sammy was turned into a Digimon, what Digimon would she be? You don't have to answer Laika though, because you did say you don't have like a lot of Digimon knowledge. That's up to you.
Thank you for taking that into consideration. I appreciate that. I think. Oh, what's that little cat dude? Gatomon, I think. Maybe. I'm gonna Google it.
I
They're
think
really-
there's multiple cat Digimon.
Oh,
and-
I think it's Tailmon in English.
Tailmon's the Japanese.
Tail, yeah,
Gatomon-
Tail. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, the cat one. She's really cute.
Which is very funny because that's the official champion for Salamon.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
I mean, it works. It works. You know what?
That's actually pretty incredible.
Yes, it is.
Dogs turn to cats. That's what I learned from.
That's how it
Digimon.
goes.
Thank you.
And then
Well,
they
I
turn
mean,
into fridges with
obviously,
Gatling guns.
we know that the Catmon digivolves into the Mega Super Gun Fridgemon.
Of course.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
It's obvious to see if you look
I
at
mean,
the
and
design.
if anyone has questions, just look at Dracomon X's Digi-Evolution lines. There are only 3 of them, and one of them is Sistermon CL. All I gotta say.
Amazing.
Yep, we turn a dragon into a nun with a katana. Interesting.
Yes, perfect. 10 out of 10. The second one, what is Sammy's favorite season of the year? So like spring, winter, fall, summer, that type of season.
I feel like fall winter is probably her prime. I said her birthday is in like September, so it's probably like that time of year, kind of when fall sort of like is starting to turn to winter.
Fair enough. Yes.
Yeah, and also because there's less pollen in the air, so she's less likely to die.
I feel that. This is why I like fall more than spring. Me, I go outside in spring, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna die now, bye.
Yeah, just don't leave the house without taking an antihistamine, you know.
I also work outside, which is great.
R.I.P.
Yep. The next one is, what are, like, Sammy's hobbies?
Well, I mean, we know one of them. Obviously, she's a gamer girl. Which was sort of random, and I came up with it on the spot, but here we are.
Oh, don't worry, I have a question for that one.
You have to commit to the bit.
Listen.
Yes.
I feel like she spends a lot of time in the hospital, so she's kind of like an iPad kid. But she spends a lot of time like consuming media for her favorite show, Zombie Cat. Which hasn't been mentioned so far, but like it'll come. Don't worry.
Got that
I
backstory.
look forward to that being on the DigiWiki of just everything we learned about this fictional show.
So I have like 3 pages of notes. I have names and synopses for all of the episodes and how they relate to different scenarios that could potentially happen within sessions.
It's like, you know, all the Japanese media that has fake shows in them. You want to know more, but we only know about like 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's like how we can't put Google on anime, but we can put Gurugu.
I want Zombie Cat shirts.
Put it on a shirt.
I want Zombie Cat as a shirt.
I would wear that. I would happily wear a Zombie Cat
that
shirt.
All right, I'm writing it down. I'm making myself one for Yomacon.
It was hilarious because we're talking about that, like, you know, because you're asking me about like what would Sammy have? Like, I don't know, maybe something like a shirt like a Zombie Cat. And you're like, that's it. Okay,
Done.
I know I'm the name dropper guy, but I'm like, I didn't even fucking go hard on that one. That one just kind of just my mind just like, yeah, it just.
Listen,
we might keep it in mind when we finally get merch together. We might put Zombie Cat on the list.
Hell yeah.
Love to figure that out.
Zombie Cats. So now this one is actually a full-blown new question for Laika for Sammy. What is Sammy's win record in Call of Duty?
Oh. There's a question I don't have an answer for because I don't actually play FPS ever.
I mean, fair. I don't either.
I watch a lot of
It's-
TikToks of like people playing FPS, but I feel like she's probably pretty good. I mean, if you're in the hospital for that long, like you're gonna be playing a lot of games because shit's boring. But I guess uh she's good enough that she can be like get good to the Grayson, the computer guy. So
Enough to
Got a lot of kills, but a lot more deaths.
oh yeah, she's like she was not very good at the beginning, and then she stopped going on mic, and she got a lot better.
I mean, yeah, that sounds
She gets-
about right.
She gets the most kills in game, but also has the most deaths.
she's
Me,
just a kamikaze.
Sometimes
Yep.
She
I'm
like
totally gonna pretend that doesn't relate to me and just.
just rips all the grenade pins and is like Leroy Jackie.
Obviously, not for Call of Duty, but for another game in particular.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah, I feel like she wins as much as she loses.
And then we got the question of. This question I think was a joke question, but I'm making it an official question now. Creamy peanut butter versus chunky peanut butter, or crunchy peanut butter, depending on who you are.
Creamy peanut butter every day, all day. No contest.
Yes.
No contest. I just.
What
Are
is,
we really siblings? Are we really?
It's part of my picky trait. You have to pick out the crunchy bits from her peanut butter for her PB&Js. You can buy the crunchy, but you have to do the extra work.
And knowing Reiner, he would.
Yeah. Also cut the crust off, please.
Cut off the crust, cut it diagonally.
Yeah. Oh,
And it is
Jesus.
I who made Reiner's making Sammy lunches worse that day.
And no one ate dinner that night.
Because it was only crunchy peanut butter.
Like, Sammy, why didn't you have your lunch? It's completely full and you didn't like have anything. Just because Reiner cut it sideways instead of diagonally.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Oh, great heavens. It begins.
The sibling
yes, it
rivalry
does.
starts now.
Over peanut butter.
Listen, that's the perfect thing to start a sibling rivalry over. I have a sibling, and let me tell you, I have fought them over much less.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're very much not wrong. As I look and make sure none of my siblings hear me. Oh wait, they're downstairs. We're good. None of them can probably hear me. They probably
you
can.
go.
I'm loud. Probably. I don't know.
So that said,
Thin walls.
have you got any other questions for now? Otherwise, we'll we have a few more from donations to go in, and then eventually back to the dive forum.
I got one for Reiner.
Alrighty.
What is Reiner's favorite dish to cook?
Ooh. That you maybe told him that he'd be sitting there. Like, we're the same with that at least. But his favorite. Ooh. I think we had a similar question to this, and I think it's not his favorite thing is not something that's hard to make, which I would say is just a normal like kind of traditional like hot pot, like a thing to gather people and stuff. That's what he really likes. And so he likes something like that where everybody can, make it the way they want to, even though he would probably know how to best to make it. It's like whatever it is, whatever you want in there. So I just think like a little fun little hot pot thing.
Yeah. And
would
then the
be-
part 2 for that, obviously, because we got siblings here. Sammy, what is your favorite dish that Reiner can make? Theoretically.
It's fluffy pancake. They're like the souffle pancakes.
Yeah, the
so-
souffle ones, yeah.
Yeah. Also, your hot pot answer is correct. I checked my notes.
Yes.
I remember I did miss a little bit of dive too, so
No,
That's all
completely
good. I
fair.
I don't think it's never bad to ask the same question because you have always some new people or people that missed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, also it was a lead into the the question.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I think that's all I got right now.
Oh, perfect.
Yay!
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. We'll catch you around sometime.
Yeah, well, I will probably
I
catch
know where
you
I will.
later.
I know where I will see you later. Believe you me.
Yes, I am like staring at Nick. Technically, not actually staring at Nick because Nick doesn't live anywhere near me. But I'm making sure I'm like, you better not say what I think you could say.
Right. But no, thank you again for joining us and for providing some awesome questions for us.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
thank
I
you.
will see you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Ah, very nice to always get like some direct direct feedback from the community on that end of things. It's nice to have
Yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just another voice is nice too to kind
Exactly.
of change things up.
Especially since we have so few of us today.
I mean, I get to listen to Nick all the time, you know.
I hear this guy all the damn time, man. He just doesn't stop talking.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh,
This
that's
is definitely the most this audience has heard me talk.
Yeah. For now,
Oh!
give it a minute. That said, we've got a few of the donations that came in, so let's go through with those ones. First of which, this one I believe came in from LKM Dude, which is, Nick, would you have let Riot die if he actually got into the tournament, or would you have not let it get to that point? So, Reiner in the tournament. Or, sorry, Riot in the tournament. So, when it comes to the tournament, I had set up with it an initial set of rules in the sense that this is an event that has taken place multiple times. So it's like established in the world that, hey, this happens annually, meaning it's gone through hiccups over the years of people causing problems or people trying to do things that are against regulations and getting away with it. So they've had to limit their screening process a lot more. As for would I have let Riot in? Depends on how well the rules would have made. Because if things had gone differently in the form of Riot stealthed out, nobody saw him, nobody was there when he tried to register, and he had rolled a high enough charm check to convince Dorumon to get in, yeah, absolutely, I would have totally let him in. I would have absolutely kicked out one of the champions and let him go into it. If he had gotten into the tournament and was into the fighting, that's up to dice rolls at that point. So, and the way that the damage on that end of things goes is you are knocked out of the tournament either by knockout or by giving up. So there's no true potential for death save for the rumors surrounding Wendigomon and things like that. But I think that if Riot had made it into the tournament, depending on how the dice rolls went, if he had been knocked out first round, like in the same way that like Wizardmon had, or with Duskmon and things like that, he definitely wouldn't have got off easier. Things probably would have not been great for Riot. I don't want to consider it a humbling thing. I think it would have just been like oh, hey, it's fine because I've been healed every time. And it's just like, Riot, we can't heal this.
Yeah. I think
Right.
I think Riot, yeah, if
Go ahead.
Riot came to the approach of trying to convince everyone and stuff, there might have been a chance he could have actually gotten in without that, but with how Riot brought the situation in and with him pretending to be Riot Greymon, I was like, yeah, everyone's gonna make sure you don't go. Like that's like all the characters, like what's going on here? Don't do this.
There was a
So,
lot of subterfuge involved.
yeah.
I will say Sammy thought it was cool, but like wasn't gonna say it because everyone else was to it, but
It's like, oh, I thought it was neat, guys.
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
know-
about. This seems cool.
All Ryder could think about with Digimon is like how fucking Impmon got a hole through his fucking chest and stuff.
Mm,
Yeah, that
And it's
moment hits
like-
hard.
that did happen.
That's that's something Reiner is not gonna forget. So if any person is going in without thinking, like without being in with the group and fighting as a group, it's like you can't do that. Like again, Reiner is I think the most built to fight out of everyone else.
And he's
That's
like,
only because
no.
of his back. Yeah, that's only because of his backstory and stuff, and how Impmon kind of, you know, reflects opposite of like not strength but like resilience. I feel
Right.
mainly mental resilience, which has not been really put in the game a lot.
Well,
But
to be fair,
when it happens,
oh, we'll get to that point. Believe you me, there will be plenty of times for that of that mental fortitude on things,
yeah.
given by a certain character that may or may not have already showed up in game. We'll
Oh,
see.
Oh,
So
goodness.
there will be a time to shine for both Impmon and Duskmon together to be like, my brain, it cannot be easily rattled.
Yeah, because
I'm not smart, but by God, can my brain not be rattled?
because that D20 was either gonna be for grit or bronze, and I was like, you know what? No one's doing fucking grit.
I mean, oh hey, grit is great because it's literally like your willpower, your ability to keep going, which honestly works really well for Duskmon with the whole super high-end confidence thing. Like it
Yeah.
really reflects well in that grit. Like even if it's not rolled very often, it's at least still
Yeah.
role played well in the form of, well, obviously I am the strongest one here.
Yeah, I just didn't know we were gonna have this kind of like kind of rivalry with Agunimon and Duskmon. So like if that was kind of set in play, then I probably would have maybe done bronze and then push for grit later.
Right.
Like that's what I would have done. So because like that was a really badass fight. I just like it was like man, it just had something. If grit was being used, then this fight would be like things just like in the middle of like there's fairness towards both ends. It was rough and there were some big surprises. Like I thought at the end we were Dustmon was gonna win, and then I didn't realize that Agunimon had
Had
the
5
same
tokens
ability
left.
to Dustmon. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I mean,
I
yeah,
didn't want to cheat and ask. So
it was a fun back and forth. That was a very fun
Mhm.
back and forth. I
pretty
loved it.
epic. It was really great.
Because
God,
there were
yeah.
times where I was like, I'm gonna call the fight because clearly it's over. And then both sides were like, actually, Nick, it's not done yet.
Chase was just like I was telling Chase like this is what we're gonna do, and like through text, I'm like okay. So it was so great just to hear him like actually, and then like actually, just I like both of us being like I know and he knows, but no one else is gonna know until we do it.
Yep. I will say it is my favorite thing that we can do with kids on bikes as a system is like with 5th edition there's a lot of like hard rules set into things and the way that like spells work and different abilities and it's very like this is how it works and how it should work. If it's going outside of those bounds, it's because your DM is allowing it to happen. Whereas kids on bikes is a lot more fluctuative and a lot more like able to flow easily with like what people want to do choice wise and based on their whims. So I like plenty of moments where power is taken out of my hands as the DM. That honestly is one of my more fun things where I'm like, I have control. And then you guys are like, actually, no, Nick.
Yeah, that's exact type of gameplay I was wanting to make years ago, but
And now we
yeah,
have it.
yeah. So it's really cool. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry, might have went a little bit past what the question was.
No,
For,
I think it's still relevant. I think it works out well. But
yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I guess to round out that that question on things of Riot in the tournament, I probably wouldn't have let him die. That said, I have to enforce consequences of people who who make choices and think, well, I can just get away with it. Because let's face it, there have been plenty of times where people have made choices and they're like, I want to do this, and then they fail, and I'm like, there will be consequences to this.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own damn actions.
Who could have thought?
I didn't think it would go this way as you fly through the air.
Exactly. Man, I've been falling for a long time. Let's see. Next up, we have from Noir, not Sistermon Noir, unfortunately. But we have a question from Noir from donations that's saying, part of me wants to see Reiner talk down Wendigomon and the demon bunny then de-digivolves. But their question is, what is everyone's favorite song from Digimon?
I like the "Let's Kick It Up" one.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean,
yeah, it's got all those beats that so like I listen to a lot of different kind of song, like different genres and stuff of like rock and stuff, but that definitely when you hear it and if a song makes you hype, then like that's it. That's like your top, if not your top like 3,
right.
debatably.
Hell yeah.
I would say on my end of things, it is a tie between 2 different songs, and they're from 2 different seasons of Digimon. The first, from season 1, I love Braveheart. Such a very good theme for Digivolution. I'm so sad we can't use it. I wish we could use that in game, but we can't because copyright would kill us. The other one is the opening of season 3 of Digimon. That music gets me hype. I work out to that music. I listen to that while I am lifting weights.
So like,
It's that
is it the
good.
Japanese? Is it the Japanese? Or
It's
the
the
English?
Japanese intro to season 3.
Okay.
It's so good.
I like Butterfly.
Butterfly is good.
Butterfly's
I
great.
listen to Butterfly in like metal like covers.
Oh, nice.
It's
That
really
actually
good
sounds.
with it.
That sounds like it would.
If I
slap.
could find one.
Biggest Dreamer, that's the name of the song. Yes. Somebody put it in chat, yes, but
Nice.
I listen to that when I'm trying to work out and it's good.
My friend and I always sing Butterfly at fucking karaoke because you can link up to YouTube.
Yeah. One of these days,
Oh, there
maybe
we go.
whenever we all make it to the con, I'll happily join y'all for a karaoke night.
Hell
I'll
yeah.
happily do it. So somebody get their
Man.
phone cameras out to listen to me try to sing karaoke at the con. It's gonna be great.
At AX, like I think it was Tara, like the last day, I was like, let's do karaoke. And I was like, why are you saying this when Chase, like there was some people had to leave. And so one of our friends was like, hey, I have to go back and take all my stuff out. I have to leave now. And it's like, damn it. Like this was told earlier. We would have done karaoke because I like karaoke went up for it. Also, Chase's voice was like fucked over too. So I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
how are you gonna sing?
Yeah.
Very carefully. That's how I will do it.
Very carefully.
Quietly, which is not really an option at karaoke, realistically.
Unfortunately not. No, you do have to be loud.
Yeah. Well, if we go on like the Saturday, go to the official karaoke at Yoma, we can all just blow out our voices for Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be great.
Hell yeah.
I'll come home and just be like, "Hey, Nick, how are you doing?" I'll just be like, "I feel great. It's fine. Everything's all good."
Yeah. I mean, if you're not coming home and you don't like, if you're coming home from a con and you don't sound like that, you've done it wrong.
If you're not coming home from a con with like smoker voice, something has happened.
You know, yeah, something has gone amiss.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're getting a lot of donation questions coming in. I can barely even get to the dive form.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I'm
guys.
I'm just like, whoa.
I'd say I'm gonna get through
Oh God.
the next one here, and then I'm gonna try and get to some of the dive ones, and then we'll go back to the ones that came in via donation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the next one that came in, pretty easy question that I can answer because just the way that it's formed. I don't know who this is from. It might be a Canadian stranger again, because it's with the like the 5 cents thing.
The code name.
The code it returns.
SL_ID.
But they said this might be too big of a question to answer, but was there ever like a Myotismon like arc planned, i.e., going to the human world? They're still stuck in the digital world, so going to the human world is currently the goal. Having an arc happen in the real world will require them to somehow get out. So there won't be an arc until they figure out how to get out. And if they get out and there's more things that need to happen after they leave, yeah, sure, that might happen. I don't know. It really depends on how well they get things done in the digital world.
I think honestly it depends on what Nick is planning to do with these admins, because it's either these admins are the final boss or these admins are going to open up more, and that's what Digimon's done a lot with its arcs. it's like they never have the biggest baddie. It's always one bad guy is connected to another bad guy, or something happens to one bad guy, and now another bad guy is open to do stuff. Like anything can go. So that's why we might have ideas, and then Nick might lead us into this direction of hope of something, and then just throw it away, and then we're stuck with like what's happening.
Completely fair.
Utter fear.
We'll have to see. Like I said, I already have what the final boss is planned. So
Fear.
be afraid.
Many fear.
Many fear. But yeah, so going into some of the dive questions just to get through at least a few of these before we try to wrap up for tonight, which won't be for a little bit, but I just want to make sure that we're actually getting to some of these questions. This right here is a question from Ash. And they said, I already asked this on the first form, so forgive me if there's this potential for a repeat question. But for our Digi-Destiny crew, for the Vandals, good old, for our current people here at least, what are your guys' thoughts on McDonald's?
Mickey D's?
On Mickey D's. So what would be Reiner and Sammy's thoughts on Mickey D's?
Same as mine. Like, no. Like
McDonald's?
breakfast, sure, but I personally can't eat McDonald's. Like I had a shitty McDonald's, and I was like, this tastes bad, but I didn't get sick. I ate some really good McDonald's right next to Disneyland, and I was like, wow, this is really good McDonald's. Like, if I want McDonald's, I should go. And then I'm in the bathroom for like 2 hours when I get back home. Like, it's the worst shit. It's a chicken sandwich. How do you fuck up a chicken sandwich?
Oh, you went for the chicken. That was your mistake.
You can't fuck up chicken. It's fucking beef. I can destroy my ground beef. Fuck.
I like McDonald's, and this is like from me, Laika. I like McDonald's before drinking because you can't get fucked up, which is great. Like, I've never ever been able to black out after having McDonald's. That being said, Sammy is like, it's like a special treat for special occasions.
It's like I don't go there with Reiner. I get taken when Reiner's not in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if Ryder was in the car, he'd be like, turn around, anywhere but here.
It's literally that like triangle of like, we have food at home, pulls into the like drive-through, orders a single black coffee,
and then just
like,
chanting
drives
McDonald's
away.
over and over again.
McDonald's! Yeah, exactly. She's like somewhere between like the chanting McDonald's and like, we have food at home.
Right. Grim, I'm so sorry you've had to deal with that with McDonald's.
Yeah, man. It's like same with like Taco Bell.
Oh no.
And Taco Bell, I've heard, is like they've actually like upped their food quality. I heard, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
well,
I
haven't cleaned those fryers then, because I'm not feeling that.
Is it good? I don't know. We don't have that in Canada.
I went to a really good, Taco Bell. It's like right down the street. Recently moved. There's a lot of cool places. I'm in that area in California where there's like 3 other cities. So like you're right next to it. So these places will have like another form of it like a mile away. So it's like, it's like, wow, man, I'm really good. And so I went to a good one. My friend's fine. Going back home, it's like, man, we're gonna stay up all night and we're gonna like play cards and we're gonna watch it. And then after like 20 minutes, I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom for some reason. I was in there for 2 to 3 hours almost.
Oh, no!
And I go out and it's like, we can only do one of those things now. And I'm like, fuck! No! Never! God! Damn it!
I'm so sorry.
I can't eat cheap.
Unfortunately, Grim is a prim and proper individual, and we have to treat him.
No, I'm poor. I'm gonna be poor. I can't eat fucking cheap shit now.
You gotta come up here and see if there's a difference between our McDonald's.
Oh, there is. I bet you there is. Canada has like way better quality of like checking their food. I mean, in Japan, you can eat a freaking raw egg and not have to worry about salmonella and shit. Compared to here, it's like, I mean, you're gonna probably get it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how heated this question would get us. Good lord.
I'm sorry. I felt like be a little more animated, like how I really feel would make this fun. And
Tell them how you
I
really
hope-
feel, Grim.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you.
Oh, boy. Oh, what?
This
Man,
is
I
your
came in this
monologue.
call being like, man, it was a hot day today, and I've been out all day, and now I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just all this energy.
Oh my god.
But that said, we'll go on to the next dive question before from the forum before we go back to the ones that are coming in via donation. This is a question for Laika.
For me?
Yeah.
Yay.
Which I don't
Yay!
know if we thoroughly answered this or not, but we may as well. Which was, if Sammy didn't have Salamon as a partner, what would they want to have instead?
Ghostmon.
Yeah, which we've
Ghostmon.
pretty much clarified on that end of
we
things.
did. I went through our old chat with the three of us, and like just to confirm, it's like the little blue ghost man.
Yeah,
Um,
the little blue boy.
the little blue boy.
I'll still say
so
the
cute.
first one's the one we talked about with lipstick on. So
Yes, it's just Salamon with lipstick, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it was a different one, but like we were just
Ah.
joking about it.
Yep.
It would have been obvious with what they would want at that point.
Oh, yep. Yeah. So that said, we'll go into the next ones that have come in via donations here. This one comes in from StormSage, and they said from the original question, they said they meant their favorite megas, not like planned megas and things like that. But they are instead going to ask, who is everyone's favorite Vandal that is not their own character?
That's a hard question.
So the characters, right? The Vandals.
So,
are the
yeah,
characters?
basic. Yeah. So the human characters. So
I
who's
thought
your
Vandal
favorite
was
that
the
is
whole
not?
community. Like,
No, that's Van Dumb.
The Van Dum is the it's been a mix, believe you me.
yeah,
but,
that's right, exactly.
Fair,
But-
It's
fair.
used in
it-
certain ways. English
yeah.
is a ugly language.
it is
guys.
very.
I
It is. Why
Totally.
do we speak it? Why
100%.
can't we just be telepathic and just communicate via feelings?
Right.
Je vais juste parler en français de maintenant.
Je parle plus français, mais
Oh ouais.
un peu. I've
J'habite à
lost all of
Québec,
it.
donc
I've lost so much of it.
Okay.
I live in
What? But no, like yeah. So what's everyone's who's everyone's favorite Vandal that is not their character?
Well, screw Gary. Oh no, who we like? I'm sorry. Dislike. That was a freebie.
I'm imagining Chase watching us right now and just starts crying.
I want to see if he's listening. That's why.
yeah, it's a toss up for me between Reiner and Riot, I think. Having watched all of the episodes up to this point, just from like a viewer's perspective.
Fair enough.
I like all of them though. Like I can't it's hard to pick.
They're all such good little guys. All of
They're
them.
just they
Uh-oh.
and it's hard.
Oh, you came in through some static there, friend.
There we go.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck. Am I good now?
You're good now, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. Yeah, everybody has good qualities that makes them likable from an audience perspective. So it's hard to
Yeah.
pick.
I mean, this is coming from my taste in characters, so there's like no dissing. I'm not trying to diss like any names. I'm not saying at all because I again I agree. I like all the characters. I think everyone somewhat fits a motif, character, trope.
Right.
Everything is very important for this type of stuff. So this is just me, Besides my, our own characters, which I would think most of us made them the way we want to. I know I definitely made probably Reiner one of like the ways I'd want him to be. The other way would have been like crazy, like more like mischief and stuff. That was like my first character I ever made. was
So
very
Sammy got
mischief
it.
yeah. So outside of Sammy being a cheat, simple answer. Also, this kind of sounds biased too, but like it's probably between ER and Gary. So, because of like the stuff I want to know more about Gary is the thing. Gary I think has a lot of stuff still hidden, so I can't really like. I'm invested, but or not there yet. ER kind of seems like he has that very simplistic tone, which I think Red's kind of regretting now a bit.
Well,
You
he's
know,
he's
it's
talked to me about that and has said with ER, he's like, I love him and he's great, but he's very simple and I want to break out of that. And I said, you have every ability to do that. And he's like, I don't know how to do that.
I
I
think
believe
it's
in
a
him
good
though. I think he
mold.
can do it.
It's a very interesting mold to be like, I'm gonna go with how things go. Like I'm gonna play this character like this, and then see where he grows. And yeah, so both the characters I basically pick are really much still growing, but I think you know the way it is. I think ER is probably my favorite, and then um Gary, who I both love and hate. He's my second favorite, but he's number one on my shit list. Wink, wink.
I wonder why.
And then of course probably Sammy is gonna take number one, but
Yep.
it's there, but you gotta work for it. Like it, you gotta
Oh, it's coming. Don't you
you
worry.
gotta work.
I'll be, once I start once I start actually talking, you're never gonna be able to get me to shut the fuck up.
Yep.
So
It's gonna be so great
When
whenever.
you, if I remember, I'm just gonna say number one without any context. That'll be it. Like, number one.
Yep. Just when the moment hits, we'll have a moment of silence after like the heaviest shit ever from Sammy, and we're just gonna hear softly number one. And the thing is, the only people who are gonna break from that are me and Laika.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna die. Everyone else is gonna go, why are you guys laughing?
Yeah, right? Oh fuck. It's just gonna be me cackling like a witch in the background.
Exactly.
Which is how I laugh unironically. So
Fair. So next up on the donations here, another one from Darklight Balancer that says, please tell me that there's a radio station the van can use to pick up Digimon music. I would say here's the thing. It's not been brought up in game about the radio. The only reason I say that I haven't touched the radio thing at the very least, so for the sake of it, has been everybody has been watching the DVDs in the back of the van. So all of the audio sources have been linked to those little LCD TVs for everybody to watch
Yeah.
whatever stuff is going on there. So no one's ever had the chance to turn on the radio proper. If only because I like to imagine that Gary just either listens to like NPR, like National Public Radio, or like just drives in silence to work because he's so tired. I can't make that claim for him though, but that's just my guess as to why the radio was not on when he transported to the digital world. But I would like to imagine that if somebody decided to say, well, let's see what's on the tunes, that it would just be like music from like the Digimon series kind of playing throughout. Or that it's playing the music that's playing in the background.
Yeah. Also sucks that we can't play music like that because on a lot of these, stream platforms, music is very much, can be detected and
Very heavy copyright.
and yeah. So if we want original music, that's a lot. That's more than art commissions. That's debatably, if you want good quality, we've had some people make cool music things for us for our parody stuff, but like that was like like a 30-second to a minute thing.
That can
Like
just be looped, so
Poop Patrol was one that was an original thing that we made, and it's like this is a joke thing, so you can have fun with it. We haven't had like anything serious like if we made our own version of Let's Kick It Up like thing, and it's like it's got the same like feel to it, but it's got totally different lyrics and totally different message to it. Like I'd be like, yeah, keep playing that on the fucking radio. Stop watching your fucking shit.
yeah, just like, guys, I'm gonna need you to turn off whatever season of Family Guy you're on right now. I need to listen to this jam. It's like Reiner, it's been on loop for the last 3 hours, and
Yeah. And if we reach level 10, we can get a whole fucking CD playlist of different songs like this.
God damn it! All right, we have to now hit up Riot. Now we have to hit up Pyro and be like, all right, dude, somehow fix the bar so it can go up to level 10.
Why
That's
don't
never
just
gonna happen. That's
Yeah, it
add
would-
a
crazy.
second bar.
Just add another bar after the first one fills.
Yeah. Because they're both 5, so like you could get to 10. You just need to do some math.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be no big deal. We'll just or we'll
Yeah.
just reset the bar back to 0 after it reaches 5.
You know?
I would have to talk to people and be like, how much? Because some people can go up to 10 grand for just a song. Like debatably, depending on what you want.
Good
If it's like
really
an
is.
orchestra thing, then fuck yeah. I mean, 10 grand is like
Yeah,
cheap.
getting a whole orchestra, like good lord.
Yeah, rent a place. Yeah, do that. Music is legit, and again, when you're having an artist do it for you and you're not the artist, I mean, we have Rille. Honestly, I could talk to Rille.
Fair.
He's got some
Also,
great tunes.
I just got a confirmation from somebody who is currently not here, but it relies into the next question that was coming in via donation. So we can move on to that one as well.
Yeah.
But from Botluck Productions, they asked, any updates on the ER Johnny Knoxville family relationship? So give me 1 second here to plop that in.
That's gonna be hard for us to answer.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was getting to. I just got a message from Red, who's been queuing in on this one.
Is he at the hotel and stuff already? Or are they,
Yeah, he's over at TwinCon now, so I'm sure he's having a great old time, and I'm waiting for another one of his responses. But we'll see on this one. So when it comes to ER and Johnny Knoxville, I mean, first I'd like both of your opinions on this one for the most part. Is, do you think that there's any connection between these two?
Does Johnny Knoxville exist in this version of Earth?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, the only thing that I've confirmed canon-wise is whatever happened in the first like season 1 of Digimon Abridged that we're making here on Abridged Alliance. That is canon to this universe. So if Johnny Knoxville is canon in that universe, he's canon in mine.
Hell yeah. I could see it. I could see it being real. Obviously, there's like no way to confirm it really, but
No
I
direct
feel like-
way.
I feel like you know, here and there, they're related, but they wouldn't know unless we go years later. Oh no, we're around 2017. Yeah, if we took like a like genetic test and all that, you probably find out, and that they're related by like a small strain of like through one person.
That's
So
fair.
that's in my mind. And,
Like-
he got that one strain.
It's just that one
Like,
little
very,
bit.
very
that
relatable.
accident
like-
prone.
second or third cousins or something like that,
Alrighty.
Exactly.
Well,
I can see
here's
it.
what I got from Red, who sent this to me. And I may as well lock it in at this point because he's not here to defend it. Because he gave me an idea and then he was like wishy-washy about it, so I'm locking it in for him. Friends, it is my pleasure to announce that Johnny Knoxville is ER's uncle.
Oh God. Okay,
Good.
but it's gotta be twice removed. So he was his uncle, then he wasn't, then he wasn't.
through a terrible set of marriages and remarriages.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh man. Do you think he's gonna be in the next like Jackass Forever?
I like to imagine that he's been on set for one of them.
Yeah.
He's been married to every one of ER's aunts, except for his mom.
He's just gone through the
So-
list. He's like, I love this family.
And if the mom isn't married, get ready.
Oh boy.
I'm sure that ER's mom sees this like threat of a man and is just like, why do you
When am
keep
I
going
next?
down the list? Why do you keep going down the list of my family?
Oh,
And then he
Oh,
just
no.
shrugs.
oh man.
She's like, when am I next?
Yeah. She's like, when is it my turn?
So now if Red is checking into the stream again and listens to that point, he can't take it back now. That's locked in. That's canon, baby. That
Oh,
is his fault
incredible.
now.
Holy shit. Amazing. I love this.
So I think that catches us up on the donations, unless any more have come in while I've been not paying attention to stuff.
I'll refresh one more time. I wasn't looking at the.
That's fair. Oh God, this has been a fun dive so far with everybody. I'm glad. Thank you all for coming in and submitting so many questions, both in the dive form as well as just through donations. Love you guys so much.
This is my first dive, and it's been great. Thanks, y'all.
Y'all.
Listen,
It's been nice to have you around, both in game as well as also for the dives and things, because
thank you.
it is nice to have fresh new faces on things, because I've roughly had a working relationship with all of these guys in some way, shape, or form for a little bit. So having a new face is just like, oh, neat.
I get it.
Shiny.
You're sick of me. Okay. I kind of said that earlier too, so I deserved it.
Meanwhile, it's just like Grim looks over at his messages for me, and it's just like 35 unanswered. Sick of this dude messaging me all the time.
Dude, I just feel bad. I'm like, sometimes I wake up seeing messages, like, I'll get back to him. And then it's like, I wake up, it's like, you have to do this right now. I'm like, okay. And then like,
God damn it.
Me back. I'm like, I have a bad thing of looking at messages, because sometimes I'm like, it's like, it's important. It's important. I'm like, okay. But it's like, oh, yeah, later. Cool. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for messaging me.
Thanks for messaging me.
And then it's like, he hates me. He didn't reply back. Oh,
He never answers my questions.
I'm so sorry. I'm bad.
So let's get back into some of the ones that have come in via the dive submission here, because we still got a few to go through. So here's I guess a question for the both of you. This is from human being number 1532 on the dive, and they ask, who would be the most likely to eat a bunch of cheese and then complain about constipation afterwards?
Gotta say, it's probably me.
It would be Sammy.
I mean, in real life and in game. Like me with the clove of garlic earlier.
Yep. Are you okay, or are you still suffering?
My stomach hurts so bad.
Oh no.
I took some Gravol earlier, but it's not helping. Don't eat raw garlic.
This is a PSA.
This is a PSA. I ate a whole clove of raw garlic earlier on a dare. Don't do that.
The more you know.
The more you know.
It.
I wouldn't again.
Grim, stop punishing your stomach already.
Yeah,
I
you
love
have
garlic.
a sensitive little stomach. Treat it kindly.
Oh no, not for garlic. The garlic's fresh. It's not fucking shit grilled and fucking
But like
whatever caca poo poo shit fucking Taco Bell and shit and their fucking fryers.
raw
God, man.
garlic is like not good for you. You have to cook it.
Use it in cooking, please. Do not just devour a clove.
God,
It was I literally just took the paper off and ate it. Like
So just one clove or the whole?
it
set
wasn't
of
the
cloves?
whole bulb. It was just a clove.
Oh, that's fucking. I thought you did the whole thing.
No,
I was
dude.
like, yeah, that's a little rough. I could probably do it. One clove. I could fucking do
Even
that.
that
in a
I'm
heartbeat.
not I'm not that crazy. Chat
I
is
guess
all
I
just like,
am.
why?
Chat's just out here like, why would you do this?
It was a
Stop
dare.
punishing yourself.
Someone
Someone
shoots
said-
a fucking clove at you, and you're like, "Oh no, no one's ever gonna fucking get in your way." It'd be me. I'm like, yeah, here I am. Tab need a clove, garlic.
Garlic.
That'll
I
show him.
get you.
Just raw dog and garlic.
Excuse me. That's different than eating a garlic.
No, it isn't. Maybe it means something different here.
I would say for this question as well, because I'm going to try and relate it to NPCs in the game aside from just the main crew. But I would say of the Digimon that I've played who would eat a bunch of cheese and then complain about it later. Let's see. I can't think of anybody in the tourney that would do that. Honestly, I'm laughing about it, but I think Meteormon would totally be that person.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Meteormon would totally just be like, no one's gonna eat this cheese, right? And he'd be like, why did I do that? Why did you let me do that? Why did you guys let me do that?
Why did you?
I would
let
rather
me
eat
do
Digi
that?
Taco Bell.
Why did I just have my sandwiches?
Your fucking Quiznos sandwiches.
Damn
God.
Quiznos.
God. Yeah,
I-
no, he seems the type.
Yeah, Meteoron is the type that will make a single poor decision and then immediately regret it, but make it everyone else's problem.
Now I'm just remembering the line I did for Bond and the new Schmucks hasn't come out yet. Like,
Yeah.
hey King, you want a chalupa?
That's gonna be great when it comes out.
Oh, great heavens.
Fairy King Taco Bell. We were just making names like, yeah, Bond's like fucking getting franchises and the fucking Fairy King's for us now. Like,
Oh my god.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm bringing in the wrong kind of show into this. Move
No,
on.
it's fine. The next response is one we've already answered technically, but it's from Larry Box, and they said if Laika could have a second partner other than Salamon, we said it was Ghostmon.
Yeah.
So we'll move along with that one pretty
Or
quickly.
anything with makeup change.
But
I am a makeup artist, so
the next one here is from Blue Q, and they said, "What is everyone's favorite moment in game so far?"
Not dying.
I liked the reunion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
was
that's
fun.
definitely, you know, from not besides not dying, that was also really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, not dying's a pretty good answer of like just hey, we lived, so I'll take that as a W in my book.
You know, listen, you got to take what you can get. Hard out there.
Exactly. Sometimes that's all you have.
I mean, we're all gonna be very biased with our choices. So like, yeah,
Right.
the reunion. I thought it would be way later to have that reunion happen. I thought fucking Reiner was gonna do shit that Reiner would have regret later. But you stopped him. You stopped him, Nick.
I did. I stopped you from becoming far too reckless for your own good. And instead, now we get to see doting older brother Reiner be like, I am so concerned.
I'll be honest. If you open it up where the admins talk to Reiner,
Yeah.
I don't like really convince him, like shown shit that maybe was possibly fake, but was like, but this is real. It's like, how can I trust you? And it's like, well, you can't, but you know,
Yeah. That's
you
fair.
saw that, so you're gonna have to decide if I'm lying or not. Like shit like that, man. I mean, fuck.
I did love the
Damn.
emotional turmoil that you got when that message dropped of immediately just like, I am gonna just go rage for a while.
As a player, I like showing my emotions to see if the DM is like, I'm gonna throw something at him, because like I've had that before where one guy wanted my character to be evil so bad, and I kept saying no because like you're not making us good for my character. It's like he's very simple, but you're talking to him like he's a normal person. He ain't normal.
Right. You're talking to him
I'm
like
not
he's a
like-
sane individual.
Yeah,
I'm not
Reiner's
like
more
the other
sane.
boys.
but yeah. What?
I'm not like the other boys. I'm
Oh,
not
God.
normal.
Oh.
Oh,
I would
geez.
say, here's the thing: I can't really choose a favorite moment without outing myself on a lot of things. But I would say so far, just with how things have been, I think I really enjoyed. I've really enjoyed every time you guys have exploded on your D20 values. Every time that has happened, I've been
Yeah.
like, my brain literally goes through a hard reset whenever I see that happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Exploding on my very first roll made me feel really, really good.
Like
Yeah, it
seeing
was-
Grayson's hack of the tower was fantastic. Seeing like all of the other explosions that have happened and whatnot. Seeing Monodramon literally Goku and Angemon. Like just
Remember when
King Piccolo.
Monodramon exploded and did nothing?
Yep.
I'm playing around. I'm not.
I believe you me. I still feel bad about that because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, please don't let him explode because I'm gonna shatter his dreams right now on stream.
Everyone disliked that in the chat.
Yeah,
I saw
everyone
everyone's
disliked. They're like,
what, Nick? Why would you do that to Monodramon?
Like you
Why?
denied an explosion. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let that little guy destroy him, kill him, murder him. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. But no, I've enjoyed all of the explosions that have happened in games so far. I have enjoyed a lot of the emotional turmoil, like a lot of the moments in game that I don't even plan for. Just the interactions you guys have with each other as players, like it gives me such warm feels to be like, I don't have to do anything, and we can just be in this scene for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. So that's pretty great. But that said, we'll move on to the next question here that we've got.
I agree with James Pyro. The good news is this one.
It's a
I
very
have
good
not
moment.
screamed that crazy in D&D in like since my first campaign. So that was fucking godly
It
fight.
was dope.
That's fair. This next question here is from Delta, and this is another question we can sort of go into. Like sort of, kind of. And it is, was Systemon Noir always going to be Salamon's champion form? And if not, what other ideas were thrown around beforehand?
You guys are really trying to get some.
They're really digging
little
out here.
spoilers. You gotta be careful. Like you're gonna spoil stuff. If you're not careful.
The problem
mean-
is I don't know things.
I mean, we can kind of go over at least what didn't make the cut on a few things. Like I think I mean, obviously we said Gatomon was not going to happen, like with Tailmon. So because that was a very obvious like potential for people, and they're like, well, it's the mystery Digi-Destiny that's here. So clearly, if if they've got Salamon, it'll be Gatomon, and it's going to have no originality. It's like, no, we got to change it up a little bit. We got to have something unique.
Yeah.
People were confused with Duskmon.
People, I love so far that at least the way that we've thrown people off has been with the Takeshi family. That both of their champions have been, hey, wait a minute, that's not right.
I mean,
keeping you on your toes.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how to answer this question.
I mean, we saw Systemon Noir as one of the options when we were going, when we were looking at various different things on stuff, even though it's not, super canon from the Salamon line on stuff. I know we had looked previously at Ghostmon and the way that had gone on things. I think we had. Remind me if this happened or not, but was Marimon on one of our lists or no?
Who is that?
That is the Digimon that is just a dude made of fire. Just that.
I think it was Ghostmon. I just think it was Ghostmon because Ghostmon is also kind of fiery too.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think it was just Ghostmon.
Yeah.
Didn't
much.
we?
I mean, because like looking at our previous chat, there's only pictures of Salamon Ghostmon.
Right. I think again, I could also be misremembering on this one because it feels like it's been so long ago, but it's only been a few months. So I remember us talking about like Devimon at one point, I think.
Maybe?
Could be.
It might have just been that we discussed it but never posted any
I
pictures.
think we talked about it, but I was like already kind of had my heart set on Salamon at that point.
Yeah, like once we like brought that up and like initially when Grim posted it, it was a joke. And you're like, wouldn't it be funny
like,
if
Yeah. And I said
it was sorry.
yes.
Yeah, well, because you had no context, so when I finally gave it, you were just like, all right, we have to do it now.
Yeah. I mean, you guys showed me a little dog and I with big eyes and like who was super ugu and I was like that might be the one, you guys.
I think I'm gonna have to go with this lovable idiot.
What can I say? I am weak of heart.
I am a simple person. I see dog. I like it.
Oh yeah, I found the actual evolution again. It was a random one. It's a random one. I was like none of this works, but
Right.
like it works.
And it worked out, and I'm happy with it. And now I would, I've only had Salamon for like 3 sessions, but if anything happened to them, I would kill everyone and then myself.
What's crazy is you can still trick people with whatever, like the way you're doing it. You could have like several other ones like other forms if you wanted to. So
There's a
people are
lot.
like, I know it's gonna be this. You'd be like, you're wrong.
Which is what I did when people were trying to guess my like champion, where they were like, "Oh, it's gonna," like I think like one person guessed it, and then I like obviously didn't say anything because I was like, "Stop guessing."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like stop.
But if everyone's like we're 100% like on it, you could be like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to the guys for a second, because no.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just draw something up real quick.
Exactly.
So you guys better not be 100% sure on it. All right, just be careful with what you say.
Yeah, be careful on where you think things are going from here. But as for, Systemon, like, once that initial line was picked, like, once we found Salamon being the rookie, the rest kind of went from there. Like, we didn't really discuss a lot more of, like, other champion options. So we'll have to figure it out from there. But yeah, I think, let's see, we got one more donation that came in. I think we'll go for a couple more questions in the dive form, and then we'll get ready to wrap up for tonight, if that sounds okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. So the one question that came in via donation here is another one from StormSage, and they said, "We love you. We love you too, Nick, as well as Laika. Grim, who do you think will die first out of everyone?"
The DM.
Yep.
Oh, like character? Okay.
In real life, Nick has the shortest lifespan. He's clearly out first.
Close the death. No, okay.
Put it away. You're not working right now, Grim.
I didn't time your death or anything. Don't worry.
Yeah, nope.
Who would die first? I mean, clearly, ER was on the top, but now clearly Riot.
I mean,
is
as
on
of the
top.
way that things have happened in game, it's funny because we were like, ER is so accident prone, and yet every time ER has tried something, like for the sake of like doing a bit or like a flip or something, he's landed every roll.
Yeah, I would list it right now at the moment. Characters can change too. Riot, ER, then Reiner. Those are my three.
Because you'd obviously throw yourself in front of a bus
Yeah,
to save
I
Sammy.
literally have protective as a trait.
Yep.
So like, I thought I'd be number one, to be honest. So
That might change. You might get to number one.
James is right. Next question.
Yeah.
It's called character development.
We're working on it.
Pyro.
Exactly.
Oh, geez.
But let's see. Going on to the next questions here that we've got in the form, which I think we'll get through like 2 more of these, and then we'll get ready to call it. Okay. This is a question from Kapow, and says, "Does the Digivice or the Data Reorganizer have a cheat code?" So, when it comes to the Data Reorganizer, the way I at least have it set up is it's a skill-based role. So it's essentially like for if you were going based off 5e, it's like, oh hey, it's a tool that you would have to be like proficient in to be good at, or potentially have expertise in to be like really, really good at it. And currently, Riot is the one who just picked up a Tamer strength that allows him to essentially be skilled at using the Data Reorganizer, because he's been messing around with it ever since, or watching Grayson mess with it. So he's like, well, I've got some right ideas. I can just get the right feel for making things work out. As for any potential cheat codes in the system, the only way they could potentially find that out is if they talked directly to an admin, both for the Data Reorganizer as well as their Digivices. Because for everyone who's caught up on things, you all know where most of their partners originated from. So the question becomes, well, if they were already this strong, how do we get there? And there might be an answer to that. But they'd have to find an admin to figure it out. And their only close connection right now to an admin is through StormSage, who is currently in the real world. And their only connection to StormSage, Meteormon, just left to go and get a plan sorted. So until Meteormon comes back to go do another run back to the real world, they're not finding anything along those lines anytime soon. Can I confirm there are cheat codes? I can't really confirm that because we haven't gotten to that point in the story for it to happen. But I will say that any interactions they have with admins, like face to face in the future, I'm looking forward to.
Be interesting.
Oh, but it looks like we apparently have someone in the stream waiting room that wanted to ask a question, and
Okay.
I didn't realize that we were we did our streaming in a different room, so unfortunately, we weren't able to pull them. So thank you, Pyro, for letting me know. Let me go ahead, and if we want to jump on over to the Schmucks community server, we can go ahead and do that to wrap up for the night, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll meet you all over there in the stream room.
Okay.
Assuming we can get Laika G in here. I don't know if they can join us or not. They might be able to, they might not.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can. If not, they'll join the stream waiting room. We'll join them in. But that said, let's go ahead and drag our individual in here who did have some questions. So we'll go ahead and let's see. I should be able to move them. Move to.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna be able to move in here.
Oh, I should be. Yeah, I can move them in. Behold. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Glad you could join us. I totally forgot because I'm bad. There we go.
I was gonna say, what happened to Laika?
They're here. They technical difficulties. It's not a Digi-Destiny stream without one.
What role would be good? What do the players? I think all the players on here are like fucking, people involved for the years. So I don't know if we made a role specific for players.
I don't believe we did, so we'll just have to fix that for later. But
Okay.
while we've got you here at the very least, Wolfie, you've got some questions that you'd like to ask.
Yes, I do. So I was wondering, were you expecting Strike-Jamon to be like the way he was when he first debuted?
Okay, so so Red had told me what at least for like Monodramon was, and for Strike-Dramon, he was like, I want that kind of like like the first season of Pokemon where Ash and Charizard are kind of like they're partners, but there's kind of some form of difficulty between the two. So I kind of took that into more not like I didn't want Strike-Dramon to hate his partner. I just want it to be more unique and organic. And so when reading about Strike-Dramon and how very bloodthirsty they are for virus types and stuff, and the scenario of which we had a bunch of virus types hurting ER, it all kind of just happened to just all formulate and like this is how it's going to be. So from my knowledge, Red was like that's exactly the feel I wanted from Strike-Dramon. Like he wasn't expecting it to be like that, but he liked it, and so it
Right.
worked out really well. And then now the new problems arrive of like, well now Monodramon is scared of himself. So and Monodramon is very strong. His fight is like a 20. So he's a very strong boy. He's been taking down champions as a rookie, and now we have this new kind of situation where a lot of certain Digimon champion forms can't be hurt unless they're another champion. So that's
Yeah.
where it is. I hope that answers some of it. Mainly that was the main feel is Red wanted that, and because most of our Digimon were playing for what the tamer wanted, like the player as the tamer wanted their Digimon to be like. Like same thing with Impmon. Coffin came to me. I was like, "What do you want? What do you want to do?" And it's like I think because me and him we write and do stuff. It's like this like simple, and he added some stuff. I'm like, perfect, we're good.
Yeah,
So,
that's actually the answer I was looking for. I
mm,
I enjoyed that answer.
yeah.
Thanks so
There's
much.
some stuff with Striker Dramon I'm still not sure is gonna happen about, but we've talked about it in the group, and it's like we need this to happen before you know we're going to ultimates and stuff. And if it happens to be like that, then that might be interesting on its own. But uh yeah, we're talking about, well, if this happens, then this will happen, and sometimes those things don't happen.
Right,
So
because Prinny has the session going on, and he's like playing as he goes somewhat.
mhm. Yeah, I think that's the really fun thing about this session is a lot of us as players, we're very much more experienced. I think about all of us are writers. So we're very, and plus we've acted in one way or another, and so we're very prone to being like, oh, let's do this, and we know each other, most like all of us know each other for years now. So
Yes,
uh
which brings me
yeah.
to my next question for Nick. I was planning on DMing my own session, so do you have any like tips that I can take?
Oh, so like for DM advice and things like that.
Yes.
Uh, I can kind of tell you how I do a lot of my stuff, but to be fair, everybody's DM style is going to change as you go, and you're going to find what works best for you. But what has worked well for me and has made my games more fun and interesting for my players at the end of the day has been try your best to not lock yourself into your own narrative. Like if you have an idea of like here's where I want my players to go, if they surprise you with something but it's more interesting, go with it. Don't try to fight against the grain and be like, "But I had all of this other stuff planned." You can
Right.
always come back to that at a later time or rework it back in at a later point. But if your players are having fun and they want to do something else and that's driving them and they're smiling and laughing and having a good time, roll with it. Be accepting of change.
And also, so if they like subvert expectations, then just roll with the punches. You know what I mean, right?
Improv is going to be your best friend when it comes to doing any type of tabletop game. Yes, and your way to a good time.
Yes, because I love to write, and I was wondering if I could apply my writing skills to like a game, like a tabletop game. Maybe I
Absolutely.
could, maybe I could like make a tabletop game that's similar to Digi-Destiny, and just like include a couple of my close friends, and we could go on from there.
Oh, exactly. I mean, when it comes, like I said, at the end of the day with the game, the way that I like to run this is I try to focus on my players having fun first. Like, it's great that everybody has been enjoying the stream, and we're very, very grateful for the amount of support we've been getting. Like, good
Mhm.
lord, it still shocks me today how well loved everything has been going on with this game, because that was not my plan when we started this. My plan has always been I want to make a good game that my players can have a fun time with and can enjoy themselves with. And seeing how big the community has grown since then has been has been insane. So your best bet at the end of the day is even though you are the person who is like making the story, like make sure that everyone's having fun. Like that's priority number one. And granted, you're a player too. You're running the game, so you should also be having a fun time with it as well.
Yeah. So my next question is: will the Goonimon and Duskmon's rivalry continue when they evolve?
That really depends. I mean, that's going to be up to choices on their end of things, but I mean,
Mhm.
with this most recent bout, this is only one match that they've had. So, and this is a like match in a like sanctioned kind of battle arena and thing. So it's about as, at least for the most part, even ground as you can get with it. I assume that they're going to continue to have their bouts back and forth, but I would say with this first bout and the way things have been, if it's not a humbling experience for Duxmon, at the very least, it is a I can respect a Digimon that is just as strong as me. We'll never admit that a Goodimon is stronger, but we'll say is just as strong as me.
Yeah, kind of like Goku and Vegeta, with Agumon being Goku and Duskmon being Vegeta.
We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes. Perhaps it might go down the line that they are less rivals and more like they become more buddy buddy after all of this. But that's yet to be seen, and that's going to be up to player decisions with how the story progresses. And I look forward to it.
All right, and so my last question is just a more of a lighthearted question. I'm not sure if you answered this, but this is mainly for Nick because like I said, that she only saw the first anime. So, what is your favorite anime of all the Digimon animes?
Oh, from the whole series.
Yes.
Uh, let's see. I think this was answered on a previous dive. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know at least on my end of things, I really enjoyed 3. Really enjoyed season 3 with Tamers. Really enjoyed Digimon Frontier. So those two are kind of like a good tie for me on my end of things. Uh, I would say in comparison of like which one I would try to put above the other. Honestly, I really enjoyed Frontiers, just because I liked the idea of them like transforming into the Digimon. I thought that was a very neat idea, even if the story kind of had its moments. I still
Yeah,
liked it.
I can agree with that. I give Frontier a 7.5 out of 10. It's one of my favorites. I just love the concept of it. It's also the fact that some like you said, the story can have its moments. It's just it's it's just a really fun ride from start to finish, if you ask me.
Oh, exactly. But no, thank you so much for all of your questions for tonight.
No problem. It was nice talking to you, and thank you
Of
for having
course.
me.
Oh, most definitely.
Thank you.
All right, bye bye.
Thank you so much. Have a good
Bye.
night. Alrighty, I think with that, I believe we're just about wrapped up for tonight.
I,
If we
s-
wanted to, I didn't know if any more
I,
donations came in or not, or
I saw someone else in the room. I didn't know if that
Yeah, there's someone
person.
in the stream waiting right now.
oh, sure, we can certainly try to grab them along to see if they are available to ask at least, we'll say like one more question just for tonight, just to wrap us off.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and we'll bring them in. One moment here. Boop. Hello, friend. If you are available.
Hello?
Going once.
You're muted if you weren't aware, unless the server's doing that for some reason.
I don't know why it would be, but
Yeah, it shouldn't in this room.
it is a shame.
Okay. I'm
Well, if that's not the
sorry if you're
case,
not around, my dude.
yep. So we'll go ahead and we'll move them back to the stream waiting room. And we'll go ahead and just go with one last question from the dive submission form. And I think this is an interesting one to put together on things, especially for Reiner. I think this will work out well. And that is a question from our watcher, Tangle Friend, who has been making a bunch of different artwork for us. I believe they also made the were they the one that made the Magimon like plush, or I know that I've seen a lot of their art in Digi-Destiny art. So
I believe they are the one that made the plush.
yep. And their question that they ask is, do the Digigang have anything notable on the backs of their jackets or shirts, like designs, patches, etc.? And then in parentheses, this is definitely not related to any sewing projects I may have planned / am working on currently, which I definitely do not have.
Oh, bye.
Well, thank you very much for your question, Tangle Friend. I'll throw it over to our players at least. Any designs on the backs of your clothes?
Hmm. Backs, cause so Reiner has a jacket
He does have the
with
black jacket.
the black jacket, which is mainly like just a normal black jacket. I would think. I mean, a lot of people have been drawing it, with nothing in the back. The main thing would be the interior shirt, the white shirt,
With the dragon
um,
on it.
with the dragon on it. Uh, one of my earlier designs with it had the dragon going behind like around the shirt and stuff. But design wise, for the original character I had made for it years ago, um, we had decided to make it simpler. So the design was just in the front. So if somebody wanted to go crazy and do that inside the shirt, make it go around like it was originally intended, that would kind of be the original concept. That if this was like a live action thing, I'd be like, yeah, do it just like that. Like have it go around. Like have the long dragon just swooping everywhere.
Fair
Kind of
enough.
make it cool. So
Is that shirt that Reiner's wearing, is it a t-shirt or is it a tank top?
I would say it's like a t-shirt
Gotcha.
for sure.
Dark Horse, is it a long sleeve?
No, he wouldn't be wearing that with a jacket. I feel.
With all the cooking he does? Are you kidding me? Don't let the man melt.
God. Yeah, because I mean, he be taking off. He's probably taking off a jacket sometimes, but in game, you're not gonna be able to tell. So, um, yeah, his someone asked if the jacket's leather. No, you would not want that Persona cook to wear a leather jacket like that. Um, again, he just graduated, so it's kind of like one of those jackets. I base upon him being like one of those delinquents, in anime, since of course we're doing this kind of Digimon theme, and a
Right.
lot of Digimon's tied with that because I don't think people in Japan really thought Digimon was going to be this global.
Right.
So,
True facts.
in season 2, they kind of did the joke where it's like, there's tamers everywhere, South America, and France.
And now we
So,
have our crew in America.
exactly. And
Our
so,
2022 crew in America.
since at the time I made Reiner, you know, Japanese, German, kind of in between descent. So I was like, okay, we could do the jacket thing. I think it can work if it's like that. So, but yeah, so I I wouldn't really say there's anything in the back, sadly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How about Sammy?
Yeah, she just no, it's a graphic tee.
I mean, it's it is probably a generic, like, mass produced for the show shirt.
Yeah, I would love to think that like they only printed a certain number of them because the show is kind of like niche, but it's like it's like kind of like a crappy iron-on sort of decal on the front. uh yeah, and yeah, she doesn't really have anything on the back. Part of the reason I gave her long hair was so I wouldn't have to think about it.
Fair.
I'm gonna start thinking about that. I mean, if we get like new redesign, I'd love to see the characters with a new outfit, like something like not go change it, but like something like new stuff, like because I'm assuming some of these clothes are gonna be torn, especially like you know Reiner's if he's going out to protecting someone. Like if there's ever a moment where it's like, oh, there's human clothes there, does anyone want to go shopping? Like I think you would have to say that, and then we could as characters be like, my jacket's like torn here and there, and
I
you
mean,
know
yeah, because looking at Gary, I mean, as I said during that one fight or whatever, Gary's jacket got torn in Data
oh
City, and that
fudge.
never got repaired.
Oh gosh, so he's
So
not even looking what he is right now.
he's most likely not even wearing the overcoat, and probably just has the tie like incredibly loose at this point.
Yeah. Huh. Gosh.
And we
Like,
know that we know ER is not wearing his sweater anymore because it's so hot
Yeah.
out.
There
yeah,
was
and
mention.
yes,
Oh,
it's wrong.
sorry.
No, I can wait.
I was just gonna say there was mention at the beginning when you guys entered the desert that like people were like tying jackets around waists and stuff like that.
I think at least that's like they still have their outfits, but like if there's no more of a jacket, then it's like, that's definitely different.
Yeah.
Um, I would say, it'd be really cool if this was such a big thing that we, we get art edits of characters, but we're not there yet. So I definitely feel like this thing where it's like, hey, we're going to the next campaign. Does anyone want to, do we want to confirm any changes in designs? I think that's what we could do. So we would have. I feel like at the very least, if we're keeping up this amazing pace and the amazing support everyone's been giving for this awesome game, I I feel like that's not a thing. It's not an issue to talk about doing that because I would, I made a design based off of first thing. I'd love to just grow with it.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Would love to see what everybody else could have as like newer outfits for various different areas. Like if we ended up having to go into like a colder climb and it's like, well, we need to make sure that we've got, nice winter coats and things like that because some people aren't really dressed for that, i.e. Sammy. But I will say that it'll be interesting going into how things progress if we get to that point. But because believe you me, as much as I would love to start even thinking about a second game, we're still on the first one, guys. So like I have to finish my first bowl of soup before I can finish the next one.
Well, I was talking about like you bid the big first hurdle. Like this is like I'm not talking about holding. I'm like big first hurdle. Like let's
like a big
is
arc
ER.
change.
You're gonna find the same jacket. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get a different one. Like, okay. You know, and again, it had to be a part where it's like, all right, you get this, and you gotta stick with this until the season. Like it's a lot of money getting this art and stuff.
Exactly.
Like, and everyone deserves. If we're getting, Carlos, right? If we're getting him, he deserves
Carlo
to
has
get
been
paid what
doing.
he can.
He's been doing fantastic work for us. I really appreciate all the work Carlo's been putting in. So, for
And
those
then
who
Laika,
actually, and like she's been also putting in some awesome
Laika,
stuff
she's
as
been
well.
doing amazing, and she's doing that just because she wants to. And I like to change that up and be able to be like, yeah, we have funds.
Yeah, be nice.
I do it for the memes.
Yep, that is a good way to do it. But that said, I think that will wrap us up for tonight with questions for the dive. So for everyone who joined us, thank you all so much for watching. We very much appreciate all of the love and support we've been getting for this entire series. Again, it's I didn't plan for it, and the fact that it's happened has been insane. Like it's fantastic. So I look forward to seeing all of you again. Our next session that I have planned, at least, is going to be on the 19th of August. So we've got another week gap, everybody, before we get into the next session. Session 15. Oh God, we're slowly getting to number 20. Oh God, we've been doing this so long.
Yeah.
But yeah, session 15 will be on the 19th of August is when we have our next one planned. It will be the continuation after the end of the Champion Cup's first rounds, going into the start of the Ultimate Cup's first rounds, and the aftermath of that first day and what everybody else is kind of up to at that point. So until next time, everyone, hope you all have a good night, Vandals.
Yeah. Also pray for Coffin. He just got out of surgery. It seems like he's doing just fine. It was just a small little thing to help him,
Send him
better.
your love and energy.
Yeah, because I really want to hope that it takes way less than that time for him to come back and play with us.
Yep.
For when the next like 2 weeks is like I should be I from what he's feeling it should be enough. But
But still,
just
we
pray or just hope for the best.
exactly. But yes, for now,
Yeah.
have a good night, everybody, and we will see you all next time.
Mm.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.